The Z-Modeler brush works on a series of targets to determine where the action will be applied on your model. To access this brush, just come over to your brush menu and click, and then just locate the Z-Modeler brush. Alternatively, you can hit B on your keyboard to open up the brush menu. You can isolate by the letter Z by pressing Z, and then you can finally press M to select the Z-Modeler brush. With this brush selected, if I hover over a poly here and press spacebar, this will open up the Z-Modeler menu for the poly actions. At the top, I have the action. Right now I have QMesh selected, and then in the middle I have the targets. My current selected target is a single poly. If I return to my model and hover over any poly and click and drag, I'll perform the QMesh action on a single poly. Now if I want to change the target in which I want to apply the QMesh action to, I'm just going to hover over the poly again, hold down spacebar to open up the poly Z-Modeler menu. And now I'm going to change my target from a single poly to all triangles. Now if I click on any poly on my actual mesh here and drag out, it's going to only perform that QMesh action on triangulated areas of my model. So as you can see, all the areas that consisted of triangles had that QMesh action applied. Alternatively, these targets can be used with any of the actions inside the Z-Modeler menu. So say I want to move this part of my mesh. So I'm first going to hover over a poly again, hold spacebar. I'm going to change my action to move. And then now if it's just set to a single poly and I try to just move this area here, it's only going to move one poly. Well, if I go back into my Z-Modeler menu by pressing spacebar, I'm going to locate the target of flat island. Now this flat island target is going to look at the actual surface geometry of your model and allow you to apply this move action across this flat area. So now just clicking and dragging on poly here will move that entire flat island of my model. So coming through and changing these targets on the fly as you work on your model is going to allow you to control different areas of your mesh without having to create any selections.